and you know you need it, and everybody else say it ain't there. But somebody just walks up to you and says, yeah, we got one over there. Come on, I'll get you some. I'll get you what you need.
Yes, sir, Pastor.
He
Yes, sir,
speaks
Pastor.
for you. You think you're doing it. No. He said, you're going to know that it was I. Without a shadow of doubt, you ought to be thanking him for that already. Because don't think the enemy don't have some traps laid for you. Hallelujah. Help me, somebody.
Amen.
But see, what happens is, when God tells you through the word, who's the most put down person other than Jesus on the face of the earth, the preacher? Okay. I said a preacher. Everybody can say they're a preacher, but it might not be. Now, I ain't got nothing to do with that between him and God. It says, how beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publish peace, that bringeth good tidings of good. You know, good stuff, not bad stuff. How many of us listen to the so-called news? It's nothing but bad news. No, that publish salvation, that saith unto Zion, thy God reigns. Let's say that. Our God reigns. Since we know that, what's wrong with say, thank you, Lord?
Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
That means whatever problem I got in my life, who's reigning over it? Why can't you tell him thank you for that? Thy God, let me explain, he reigns. He reigns. But they said, I don't care nothing about the economy, he reigns. But I'm having trouble in my own. Don't matter, he reigns. You just turn him loose in there and watch him do it.
Yes, sir.
Keep in mind what you heard. He reigns. Thank him for it. Psalm 105 and 1, last one. And I do want you to read 1 Thessalonians 5. Start at the 18th verse to 24. Now, I don't just mean read it, study it. I mean, really study what God is saying there. And you'll get a clear understanding of what he's trying to show you when you begin to thank God for the little things. Thank God for some things that you don't understand when you know good and well it wasn't you. When you begin to praise him in spite of it. No one likes to lose a loved one, but after all, before it's over, he'll comfort you and explain to you what was going on and why. But let's go to 105 and verse 1. And this is something we should be about. We've already done somewhat of it already. When you give out those baskets, you got to realize it's not you doing it. If you'd have read them sheets, he says he give everybody their meat in due season. The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. You let God get out of the equation, we'll be starving and the heartbeat and won't nothing grow. You see what I mean? He made all that and he says it's good for our food. But look what we ought to be about. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord. What else it told you to do? Call upon his name. Make known his deeds among the people. If you'll do that, he'll get the glory. Doesn't matter who's oppressing you. God has already told you, fear them not. Whatever you need, God's got it. And all you got to do is give him praise
Yes, sir.
and give him glory.
Worthy, worthy, worthy.
See, too many times we become like the world. We take things for granted.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you take another breath, from the time you leave this church, you ought to thank the Lord.
Amen. Amen.
Now, all I can do is tell you that God's reigns. And don't be afraid to give him thanks for the little things. I used to tell my wife when I heard this song, Hold My Mule, I said, I knew when I was on the radio, that was one of them restroom break songs. It's long, see. But one thing he said, if I can't shout, he said, look at this land out here.
Yes, he did. Shout.
As old as I am, I still can walk behind this old mule
Yes, sir.
and plow this land. He said, look, wait a minute, none of my children I ever had to go to the courthouse with. If I can't shout in your church, let me shout now. Hold my mule. Y'all know I'm not, but that's true. Just shout, give him praise, give him glory. But I don't care what's going on in your body. Remember what it said. The Lord thy God reigneth. He just reigneth. That's superior power. And nobody can change. I'm going to say, come on, y'all. Stand to your feet. Let's have prayer.